The movie begins in 1999 with a pilot named Betty entering an old toy and antique shop. Betty wants to return a toy monkey that the shopkeeper had previously sold, but the shopkeeper is puzzled when he notices Betty's clothes soaked in blood. Betty explains that the toy monkey is responsible. Whenever it beats its drum, someone dies in a gruesome way. As they talk, they are startled when the monkey starts drumming. The shopkeeper reassures Betty that nothing has happened, but just as he finishes speaking, a rat inside the shop gnaws through a rope tied to an old axe. The axe falls onto a knight statue holding a crossbow, triggering an arrow that pierces the shopkeeper's stomach, killing him instantly. Horrified and overcome with rage, Betty decides to burn down the entire shop to get rid of the cursed monkey toy. Years later, it is revealed that Betty disappeared, leaving behind his wife Louisa and their twin sons, Bill and Hale. Since then, no one knows his whereabouts. Bill and Hale are introduced, with Hale explaining that Bill is only 3 minutes older than him, but he always acts like he is 3 years older. Bill is mischievous, loves playing pranks, and often bullies Hale, making him resent his brother. Hale even imagines dropping a bowling ball on Bill's head while he sleeps to get rid of him. When Hale asks their mother about their father, she tells him that he disappeared suddenly without any explanation. Later, Bill and Hale visit their old family home to claim their inheritance since they have come of age. Inside, they find the toy monkey in a box, along with a note instructing the finder to wind it up to see what happens. Bill, curious, winds the toy, causing the monkey to smile and raise its hand before suddenly stopping. Disappointed, Bill assumes the toy is broken and tosses it aside. The next day, Bill and Hale go out with their nanny, Annie. Hale brings the monkey toy along in the car. During the trip, Bill and Annie argue about where to go. Bill and Hale want to visit an amusement park, but Annie insists on going to a Chinese restaurant, claiming they will love the food. At the restaurant, Annie is mesmerized by the chef, who skillfully flips knives while cooking. The attraction between them is clear, and the chef even arranges the food in the shape of a heart for Annie. Suddenly, the monkey starts drumming. Hale, despite being far from it, hears the sound. At that moment, while playing with his knives, the chef slips and accidentally throws a knife at Annie, decapitating her. Bill and Hale are terrified, unable to comprehend what just happened. At Annie's funeral, Hale sits in sorrow, wondering if the monkey toy is connected to her death. He distinctly remembers hearing the drum before Annie was killed. Hale continues with his daily life and takes the monkey toy to school. When his classmates see it in his bag, they mock him, and even Bill joins in, laughing along with them. Not content with just teasing, Bill and his friends later pelt Hale with bananas. Furious, Hale returns home and speaks to the monkey, claiming he knows it caused Annie's death. He demands that it kill Bill, as he has had enough of his brother's cruelty. Hale then winds the monkey's key and waits. At that exact moment, Bill enters the house and starts chatting with their mother while she prepares dinner. Suddenly, she suffers an explosive brain hemorrhage and dies gruesomely. At their mother's funeral, Hale realizes that the monkey toy kills people at its own will and does not take orders. He is confused as to why it killed his mother instead of Bill. Doctors later determine that their mother died due to a rare neurological condition that caused a sudden brain rupture. Hale, however, knows the truth and is devastated, blaming himself for her death. After the funeral, Hale smashes the monkey toy and throws it into the trash to rid himself of it. Bill and Hale then move in with their Aunt Ida and Uncle Chub. Uncle Chub dislikes children, while Aunt Ida is thrilled to have them. Bill mourns their mother deeply, but one night, he hears a strange sound in his room. He follows it and is shocked to find the monkey toy inside the wardrobe. Enraged, Bill accuses Hale of bringing the toy, but Hale insists he destroyed it. He warns Bill that the toy is cursed and brings death. Days later, their Uncle Chub goes on a forest trip. While sleeping, a massive stampede of horses tramples him, crushing him beyond recognition. Believing the monkey toy is responsible, Bill and Hale place it back in its box and throw it into a well, convinced that this will finally end its curse. 25 years later, Bill and Hale are now grown men who have lost touch. Hale is married and has a son named Betty, after his father. However, he is estranged from his wife and only visits his son once a year. He fears that the curse of the monkey toy might still be haunting him and doesn't want to endanger his family. Because of this, his wife divorced him and remarried. His son sees him as an irresponsible father, unaware of the real reason for Hale's absence. Hale is haunted by dreams in which his mother accuses him of causing her death. He also dreams of the monkey lifting him and throwing him into the same well where he discarded it 25 years ago. In another nightmare, the monkey tries to attack him and kill him. Hale eventually realizes that the monkey only kills wicked people. Annie, the nanny, was not as kind as she appeared. She disliked both Bill and Hale and only pretended to care for them in front of their mother. Instead of taking them to the amusement park, she took them to the Chinese restaurant to meet the chef, with whom she was having an affair. Louisa, their mother, was also killed because she favored Bill over Hale and never truly cared about Hale's feelings. As for their Uncle Chub, he despised Bill and Hale and never wanted them in his house, which is why the monkey took his life. At the same time, Aunt Ida hears strange noises in the house. She grabs a gun and follows the sound to the basement but finds nothing. As she climbs the stairs, they collapse, and she falls into a crate filled with fishing gear. Hooks from the fishing lines pierce her face, causing her immense pain. She runs to the bathroom to remove them and applies antiseptic to her wounds. At that moment, she smells gas filling the house. She rushes to the kitchen to check the gas leak. As she nears the stove, a sudden spark ignites a flame. Since she had just applied antiseptic, her face catches fire, and she runs outside, screaming in agony. She crashes into the wooden post holding the mailbox and dies. Meanwhile, Hale picks up his son, Betty, for their annual visit. Betty is upset with Hale for being absent most of the time, but he reluctantly goes with him. Hale takes Betty to a hotel outside the city, planning to explore the mountains together. That night, Hale receives a call from Bill, who informs him that Aunt Ida has died. Bill is convinced that the monkey toy killed her, just as it killed others in the past. At that moment, a female hotel guest passes by Hale, removing her clothes before entering the pool. Suddenly, an electrical short circuit electrocutes the water. At the same moment, when the 6% jumps and as soon as it touches the water, she gets electrocuted and her body explodes. At that moment, Helly is terrified and begins to connect the events of his aunt's death and the girl's death. Based on this, he confirms that the monkey game has appeared again, and someone found it and is working with it. Later, Helly takes his son and goes to his aunt's house, where they meet a woman named Barbara. Barbara is the employee the government hired to be responsible for the house after Ida's death. She knows that Helly and his brother Billy are the heirs. She talks to Helly and tries to deceive him into selling the house at a low price so that she can make a lot of money, but Helly isn't interested in her and wants to find out if the monkey game is in his aunt's house or not. The situation gets even worse when Barbara tells Helly that after his aunt's death, many people in the city have died in accidents. Helly is now certain that the monkey game is in the city and might even be in his aunt's house. He asks Barbara if she has found a game shaped like monkey among his aunt's things, but she doesn't remember. They start searching for it in the house, and while they are searching, Barbara opens a room door, but the door has a gun behind it, and it falls, shooting a bullet that explodes her head right in front of Helly, who is terrified. The police arrive and take Helly's statement about the incident. At that moment, a person with his face covered by hair appears in front of the house, standing among the crowd. He sees the ambulance taking Barbara's body away, and we learn that this person is named Ricky. He is a friend of Billy and Helly from when they lived with their aunt. Currently, Ricky works as a private investigator, and he has been following Helly since he arrived in the city. Ricky goes to tell Billy that Helly is at his aunt's house with his son, Petty. The story then goes back in time to explain what happened. We learn that after Billy found the monkey game in the cellar, he returned to the cellar and continued searching for the game, but all he found was the key to operate it. Billy spent years looking for the game, and he even asked Ricky to help him find it. Eventually, Billy's aunt died, and Ricky managed to find the monkey game. Billy then used the game to kill Helly's brother because he believed Helly was responsible for his mother's death. However, the problem was that Ricky became obsessed with the game and wanted to understand its secret. Ricky goes to Billy's house, but Billy refuses to let him in. Ricky says he will return the money he had taken from Billy in exchange for the game, but Billy refuses and tells him to leave. Ricky gets angry and leaves for his house, where he takes his father's clothes, who was a police officer. He takes his father's gun and seems to want to confront Billy, but first, he goes to Helly and threatens him with the gun, taking both him and his son to Billy's house. At Billy's house, Ricky wants to make Petty get out of the car to help him steal the monkey game. He tells Helly that Petty can enter the house through the dog flap in the back door, but Helly refuses to involve his son in the situation. Ricky threatens to kill his son, so Helly reluctantly agrees, and Petty enters the house the way Ricky described. Inside the house, he meets Billy and learns about the relationship between Ricky and Billy's father. Billy tricks Petty into operating the game, hoping it will kill Helly this time. As Petty turns the key to the game, Helly notices a beehive on the tree in front of the house. Suddenly, a huge number of bees comes out and breaks the car's window, and Ricky's group kills him. Helly gets out of the car and runs to the house to check on Petty. As he enters, he hears Petty's voice, realizing he is still alive. Billy wants Petty to operate the game again, but Petty refuses. Billy pushes him to operate it and takes the game, but the strange thing is that the game refuses to work. Billy tries to force it, but the game releases energy, throwing him away. The game begins to hit the drum rapidly, and Billy watches in disbelief as he sees a ball coming at him from a bowling ball machine, hitting him in the head and decapitating him. Helly looks at the machine, realizing that Billy had been plotting everything, and when Billy said he had forgotten everything about the past, it was a lie. The monkey game killed him. The next day, Helly is with his son in the car and tells him the story of the game, explaining that it had targeted his father before him. He tells Petty that this is why he kept his distance from him for all those years, to protect him from the game. Petty is happy to understand why his father kept away and realizes that his father loved him all along, not hated him like he once thought. They both agree to keep the game and never get rid of it. If you liked the film, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to get all the updates.